Welcome back to the nationally syndicated Price of Business Show. I'm your host, Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business. Always love talking to Chris Rodgers and his website, csp.agency. Really, these guys have forgotten more about SEO than most companies have ever known. I'm always at awe whenever I visit with you, Chris, a little bit more about what you do, your clientele, and let's get into our topic real quick.
Yep. My name is Chris Rodgers, and I am the founder and CEO of CSP. Our website is csp.agency. We're a specialized SEO agency working with regional, national, and enterprise organizations. We've been in business here. This is now our 12th year. Have over 100 years of combined SEO experience across our small but mighty SEO team, and have generated over $100 million in SEO revenue for our clients. So topic for the day, I know there were some questions that were raised around the value of press releases.
Yeah, we got some social media questions that I'm assuming, because you are our sole SEO person. Occasionally other guests will kind of nibble in that area, but you're our only true SEO person that they're referring to you. Our saw as a resource because of our conversations. But yeah, people wondering, particularly smaller businesses, and you see these SEO, press release services for $50 a press release, or whatever different offerings that are out there, and how helpful is that in the whole SEO battle?
So there's a couple of different ways to look at this, right? If we kind of laser focus in on the impact that this has from a tactical perspective with an SEO, a lot of the press release services will say, hey, you're getting links in this process, right? You do a press release, and sometimes that is, disseminated across, a lot of different websites, a large volume of websites. When we laser focus in, the links that you're typically getting are going to be what's called a no-follow link, which means it has an attribute on it that says to Google, hey, we are not trying to get ranking credit for this, right? This was paid for. It wasn't organically generated. So the link value is going to be decreased. There is some value in no-follow links. When we look at the actual pages, that press release that's being published, really that's duplicate content, right? So it's the same exact press release that's being circulated across all these different websites. So typically Google is not going to want to rank and display all of those different pages with the same content, right? So when you look at it from an SEO ranking factor perspective, laser focused, there is limited direct value. However, there is a concept in SEO called EAT. It's an acronym that is EEAT. While it isn't a direct ranking factor, it is a concept that Google has promoted to help website owners focus in on what they should be trying to achieve with their website, with their content, with their exposure on the web. That acronym stands for experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. So we have, when we create a SEO strategy for our clients, we will typically also have an EAT strategy within there. So what that means is that in the content that you create, in the content that is promoted off-site, you want to demonstrate that you have actual experience with whatever you're writing about. Think about like travel bloggers. That was a big one that EAT became important because you had, travel websites that had not been to any locations. They're writing content as if they had been there, right? And they're trying to fake the experience and fake the expertise. So being able to demonstrate that you have real experience, that you have actual expertise, that means in your content getting very detailed and going very deep on individual topics. Authoritativeness, right? This is where things like a press release could be beneficial, right? You are creating a footprint of your company out on the web. There are mentions, and you are reinforcing your company as an entity. So if I was starting out from scratch, I would probably do a press release, right? If I didn't have much of a footprint online, the same way I would want to have social media channels that have content, that are just staying active, right? I would want to be in business directories that are either in my local area or in my industry. These are all ways that you are developing authoritativeness and you're creating a footprint. So when we look at how the press releases tie in with EAT, I think that there is value there. You don't want to say, hey, this is a tactic that's going to help me rank. It's more of a top level factor that's going to reinforce your brand, your company, and play a role in everything else you're doing in SEO.
Yeah, and traffic, even if the links aren't as quality, if they are on multiple sites, there's more opportunity for them to be seen. And there's certainly value to that, right? Even if it's not in pure SEO value.
Yeah, I mean, you would want to measure that. There are ways you could just do a tracking link and measure the actual traffic to see. If you do a press release, you could have it link to a extended press release on your site. That's a way you could measure and then look at referral traffic. But certainly, yeah, if you were to actually generate traffic, that would be useful. A lot of those press releases, I don't think, unless it's newsworthy, right? So that's a differentiator. If you have something that's truly newsworthy, a revolutionary product that you just put out, right, or something that's really newsworthy, then maybe it's going to get attention, get picked up, and a news story might develop out of it. But outside of that, it is, I would say, the more of the value from an SEO perspective is, helping lay a foundation for your brand online.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very interesting, and that's good. So I guess it helps to determine the its value going into it. It certainly factors in the pricing. As you know, the economy is so weird, including in this space, and companies that was charging hundreds for press releases are now charging less than 100 for a single press release. It's a very interesting dynamic. Any thoughts or suggestions on looking at the value of it? It may be difficult because your expertise is SEO, and this is to a large extent a PR question. But your thoughts about that, and anything to look out for that's dangerous. Like, for example, we have had people talk about private networks. A company owning hundreds of sites. You buy a press release on that, and it's distributed on all those. There's a lot there. Play with that real quick.
Yeah, I mean, I would want to make sure that the sites. It's unlikely that if there's a large volume of sites that a lot of those are going to be ones you've ever heard of, right? I would want to be able to look at those sites, and I'd probably look at them I'd throw them into like SEMrush or one of our tools, just to kind of see, hey, does this site actually get traffic? Are people going there, right? Does it have any rankings, right? Does Google see value in this website? I would assess that, and if you don't have any SEO tools, I would look at it just from a human perspective. Go visit those sites and make sure that that they look reputable and they look like they're well done and something that humans would actually go to. If you've got just a huge volume of sites you've never heard of that look like, they're poor quality and poorly done, poor user experience, then I might choose a different service. Yeah.
Very interesting. Final thoughts as we wrap it up.
Yeah, when it comes to press releases and really online PR, press releases can be valuable in terms of helping to increase your authoritativeness and even trustworthiness for your brand and help establish your footprint. The amount of value they have from a pure SEO perspective, a direct SEO perspective, usually is generally limited. Digital PR, getting authentic press coverage can be valuable from an SEO perspective if you're getting relevant links in that process. But like with a lot of these things, this is going to be a part of your overall SEO strategy. So you've got to look at SEO holistically from a content perspective, from a technical perspective, and from a links perspective, create a strategy, and then certainly something like a press release could play a role in that holistic strategy.
Yeah, very good. Very good. All right. Chris Rodgers, always loved chatting with you. In the website, csp.agency. That's csp.agency. Thanks so much, as always.
Thanks so much for having me.
I'm Kevin Price. This is the nationally syndicated Price of Business show. Stay tuned for more after this.